In a world that still tries to define beauty by numbers on a scale and inches on a runway chart, Hayley Hasselhoff walked into the fashion industry like a quiet revolution, confident, unapologetic, and determined to rewrite the rules. She didn't arrive with a perfect blueprint or an easy road. She arrived with something far more powerful, the courage to be seen exactly as she is. And in doing so, she became more than just a model or an Instagram fashion influencer. She became a symbol of modern style, self-worth, and fearless individuality. Before the cameras, before the magazine covers, before the viral Instagram posts and red carpet moments, Hayley's story began in the shadow of a famous name. Born on May 26, 1992, in the United States, Hayley Hasselhoff is the daughter of internationally recognized actor and singer David Hasselhoff. For many, that connection alone would have been enough to guarantee attention. But attention doesn't equal respect, and fame doesn't automatically create identity. From the beginning, Hayley knew she would have to prove something, not just to the industry, but to herself. Growing up, she experienced something many young women face, but with an added pressure most could never imagine: living under public scrutiny. People expected her to fit a certain mold, to look a certain way, and to carry herself in a certain style simply because of her family name. But Hayley's life wasn't a fairy tale of instant opportunities. Instead, it was filled with the complicated reality of self-discovery, body confidence battles, and learning how to stand tall in a world that often rewards conformity. And yet, even as the world tried to box her in, Hayley refused to shrink. That refusal became her greatest strength. Hayley Hasselhoff eventually rose to prominence as a plus-size model, fashion personality, and influencer who blended elegance with bold authenticity. She didn't just pose for photos. She delivered a message. Every shoot, every appearance, and every social media post carried a quiet but undeniable statement. Beauty is not one size, and style does not belong to one body type. If you're enjoying this cinematic journey into the life of Hayley Hasselhoff, make sure to subscribe to Sweet Models World, because we bring you the real stories behind the faces that inspire millions. Stories of courage, confidence, and the power of staying true to yourself. Hayley's modeling career became a turning point not only for her, but for many women watching from the sidelines. While fashion had begun opening its doors to more inclusive representation, the industry still carried long-standing barriers. Many brands claimed they supported body diversity, yet only a few were willing to truly embrace it. Hayley stepped into that gap and became part of a new generation of models, proving that curves and couture can exist in the same spotlight. One of the most talked about moments in her career came when she made history as the first plus-size model to pose for Playboy. It wasn't just a magazine feature, it was a cultural shift. The moment sparked conversation worldwide, not because Hayley was chasing controversy, but because she represented something fashion and media had ignored for decades. That sensuality, glamour, and confidence are not limited to a single body standard. For Hayley, that moment wasn't about shock value. It was about representation. It was about women seeing themselves in a space where they were once excluded. It was about breaking a door down so that others could walk through it without fear. And she didn't stop there. Hayley continued building a career that blended traditional modeling with modern digital influence. While many models rely solely on agencies and runway gigs, Hayley understood something important about the new fashion era. Instagram is the new runway. Social media gave her direct access to an audience hungry for authenticity, and she used that platform with purpose. She wasn't just posting outfits, she was telling stories, shaping conversations, and redefining what a fashion influencer could be. Her Instagram presence became known for its mix of bold fashion choices, glamorous styling, and a confident attitude that felt both aspirational and relatable. She showcased stylish looks that celebrated curves rather than hiding them. From sleek black dresses to statement coats, from streetwear-inspired ensembles to high-fashion elegance, Hayley proved that style is not about fitting into trends, it's about making trends fit you. And that is what made her stand out. Hayley Hasselhoff became more than a model. She became a fashion voice. She also expanded her influence through television and media work, proving she wasn't limited to photo shoots. Hayley appeared in entertainment projects and fashion-related discussions, using her voice to speak about self-esteem, inclusivity, and the mental weight that comes with being constantly judged for appearance. Unlike many public figures who avoid sensitive topics, Hayley leaned into them with honesty, because she understood that the truth is what people connect to. Her confidence didn't come from perfection. It came from survival. There were moments when she struggled with self-image, moments when she faced criticism, and moments when the world tried to make her believe she was less than because she didn't match the old industry standard. But Hayley chose a different path. She chose to embrace her body instead of apologizing for it. That mindset is what turned her into a role model. She became an inspiration to women who had spent years feeling invisible in fashion spaces. She became proof that you can still wear luxury, still dominate the camera, still walk into elite rooms with your head high, and still be undeniably worthy of admiration. Hayley's story is also a reminder that success is not always about being the most famous or the most followed. It's about having a purpose behind your presence. And Hayley has always carried that purpose like armor. She represents the modern woman who is tired of being told to shrink, tired of being told to hide, and tired of being told she needs to fix herself. Instead, she stands tall and says, "This is me, and I am enough." Beyond the glamour, Hayley is also admired for her personality and her approach to life. She comes across as grounded, thoughtful, and aware of the responsibility that comes with influence. Many fans appreciate her for not pretending to be perfect, but still showing up with elegance and confidence. In a digital world filled with unrealistic beauty filters and staged perfection, Hayley's authenticity feels refreshing. Her fashion identity reflects that same energy. She isn't afraid of bold cuts, body-hugging silhouettes, or dramatic styles. She embraces clothing that highlights her curves and makes her presence impossible to ignore. She's a reminder that fashion should be empowering, not limiting. Her influence continues to grow because her message is timeless. Beauty is not something you earn by changing yourself. Beauty is something you claim by owning yourself. Hayley Hasselhoff also symbolizes the evolution of the modeling world. The industry has slowly shifted from the rigid, exclusive standards of the past into a more inclusive and diverse landscape. While there is still work to be done, models like Hayley have pushed the conversation forward. They've forced brands to expand their representation. They've encouraged photographers, designers, and agencies to rethink what high fashion means. And perhaps most importantly, they've given millions of women permission to feel beautiful in their own skin. Hayley's journey reminds us that confidence is not something you are born with. Confidence is something you build. It's something you fight for. It's something you choose, even on days when you don't feel strong. Her story is proof that the people who inspire us most are often those who have had to overcome the deepest doubts. She didn't become successful because she fit the mold. She became successful because she broke it. Today, Hayley Hasselhoff is recognized not only as an Instagram fashion influencer, but also as a public figure who continues to shape modern beauty culture. She stands as an icon of body positivity, fashion freedom, and self-respect. Her name carries meaning beyond celebrity. It carries the message that representation matters. In the end, her biography is not just about modeling campaigns or viral photos. It is about transformation. It is about a young woman who could have stayed hidden behind expectations, but chose instead to step into the spotlight with courage. It is about rewriting a narrative that once excluded people like her. It is about standing tall in a world that tries to make people smaller. Hayley Hasselhoff's story is a cinematic reminder that you don't need to change who you are to succeed. You need to believe who you are is worth celebrating. And as her influence continues to expand, one thing becomes clear. She is not simply walking through the fashion world. She is leaving footprints behind for others to follow. Because the most powerful kind of beauty is not the kind that fits the industry. It's the kind that changes it. If you want more inspiring stories like this, stories of models who turned their struggles into strength and their uniqueness into power, subscribe to Sweet Models World and stay connected for more biographies that motivate, uplift, and remind you that greatness begins the moment you stop asking for permission to be yourself. Hayley Hasselhoff isn't just a model. She's a movement.